Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's ArcheAge live stream. I'm the Blue Muzzy, your community manager. Today we have with us Serafina Celestrada. She is our producer, associate producer, and then we have Sock. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello.
So today we're going to be talking about four things. We're going to talk about the letter that we put out last week. We're going to talk about Blood Salt Baie. We're going to talk about cross-server arenas, and then buff simplification, and not necessarily in that order. But yeah, so those are the topics for today.
We have a lot of stuff to cover. In fact, I even wrote a list because people don't believe me unless I write lists.
This is 3 pages again.
4.
4? Is it 4? It's 4 pages. I lied. Right, you printed out too. Yeah, so we always have things to talk about here. I think that the first thing, compensation. Yeah, that
compensation
was for the Holotide thing. I just want to say we are sending it through QA right now, trying to make sure that everything is good. And if it is good today, we will try to push it out today.
It passed its first round pretty well, so it should go out today.
Cool.
So we will be giving it to everyone who logged in for Holotide.
Right.
That will be starting the day Holotide started and going all the way to the day after Holotide started. So as long as you logged in between 12 a.m., midnight on both of those days,
right.
You'll get that compensation.
Is it per character or per account?
Is per account. So it's 70 coins per account. Choose where you want to put it, and then.
And 70 is like, it was we were gonna do 50, and I was like, can we do more? And Sarah's like,
yeah,
we'll do more.
I'm one of those softies, you know. I was like 2 or 3 days worth of grants, and we did the full 3 days. So it would be as if you did the boss 3 times a day, which is the max you can do it for 7 days. So.
Yeah. So basically, like perfect attendance kind of.
Yeah, perfect attendance because sorry guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that little spawner thing.
Technology happens, right?
Yeah.
Technology happens.
Yeah.
So,
and then on that note, actually, someone also, it was Alfred, Lord of the Sheepy, asked us, why do some things get busted? You know, like when we put these things out, or we put them out and there's like a bug in them, and what's the testing process? There's actually 2 levels of testing. The first level of testing goes through Excel, over at Excel. I have Excel games. They put things together, they send it through their QA department, and then it comes to us, and we do QA passes. It sometimes is difficult because all these events are time locked, so sometimes we can get ways to trigger them in our back end. Otherwise, we have to do weird things to force them to work, and what happens is it doesn't always work the same way that it should when the actual time goes off, which is a problem in testing that we have right now. So we've been resolving it. It's been getting much easier where we have commands that can trigger events, and eventually we want to roll this out to PTS because we want to do earlier PTS testing. So that is being improved right now, and we know it is a sore spot for many, especially with the events, because they seem to be the ones that are most susceptible to all of these issues. So hopefully that's some good news for you guys right there. Also on PTS, you guys are going to be getting Maelstrom much earlier than normal. We're really, really pushing for a really early build on Maelstrom, so you might have about 2 weeks to test it, which is much longer than a normal weekend worth of testing. I know some people were like, let's test it for a month, but a month isn't going to quite work within our development schedule, the way everything's built and made and translated and put together. So, but 2 weeks, it seems doable. So cross your guys' fingers. That's what we're shooting for right now. So hopefully, there we go. That's my rant for right now.
That's good. Sorry, I was doing a little sign language to Sophie to make sure that we had the Cumulus mount.
Oh, we're still in.
We are. We'll switch over now.
Yeah, we'll switch over. Yeah.
I have a couple things that I want to say. One, I saw a fantastic joke in there, and I just want to tell you how much I appreciate it. Why do cows have hooves and not feet? Because they lack toes.
Oh.
It kills me. I love terrible jokes like that.
God.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm still dagger spelling. I've been taking a break for these past 2 weeks, leading up to this 4.0 crunch kind of thing. But
you guys don't have to X, by the way. We're cool.
Yeah.
You guys can save the X's for later.
Yeah, you don't have to X. I mean, we'll tell you when. Plus, X's don't work. Minimal effort is not appreciated here. So we have also, somebody mentioned housing contest. I've actually been talking to quite a few creators and community members. They had a karaoke night recently, and I actually provided prizes for that. So if you guys are going to be creating your own little contests, your own little events, you can show me basically your one page, your plan for it, and then contact me. Or contact me on Discord, through the forums, however you guys want to contact me. And then I will review and decide what kind of prizes that we want to hand out. And the more you guys record this stuff and plan to share it and stuff like that, the better prizes that you guys can get. So it's all about shareability in that case, shareability with the community.
So 2 things I saw from chat. One, by the way, one person
Yes.
just said, "Did I just see Korean in game?" And yes,
Yeah.
you probably did,
Yeah, we
because
should
this is our
explain that.
localization build. Yeah.
So the build that we're on today is a internal build that's a very early basic build. It's lacking like pretty much all of our customization for America. The text is very old. You'll see a bunch of Korean, you'll see a bunch of text that's missing, a bunch of stuff that's probably removed or temporary or things that are still being worked on. That is due to the nature of the build that we are currently on, which is the build that we have to show you off some of the 4.0 stuff. So yeah, you will see Korean, you will see missing text, you will see stuff that is like text-wise not good, looking good at all, and that is unfortunately expected due to the build. So don't be alarmed.
Yep. Don't be alarmed.
Yes.
The second thing is someone asked, when are transfers coming for fresh start servers? And we talked about this before, but we need to break down the separation between servers first.
Yep.
And that work is going to take a little while, and that we should have it done for Maelstrom. So 4.0's launch, we should have it done sometime in that area. But it's coming. It's coming right now. So get excited.
Naomi Hayata is hating right now, saying this stream's going to be a waste of your time. Well, I mean, you can leave now, and then you can watch it later, or you can get somebody else to fill you in on it. But I'm telling you, there's information here. We're just trying to get through all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about. And if you guys have questions, by the way, toss them out. I know we just put out the big letter from the team that a lot of people saw. Some people had some feedback and comments about it. We've been really going over your comments and reading a lot of them. So if you guys have questions on that, like now's the time to sort of toss them in chat.
And so limit the X's so that we can keep up with chat and read these questions, please.
Yep. Krispy Kreme, you just asked, is the Naval Arena going to be at a certain time? Unlike the KR server, we're going to be 24/7 on the Naval Arena, much like our other arenas. We're going to take that customization off.
Right. So another question about the contest thing that I was talking about. Somebody asked guild events too. Pitch it to me. I'll let you know if it's something that can be rewarded with prizes and stuff like that. I think Zoo asked us that. Okay, and then also somebody asked if the Cumulus, which is the Cumulus Magithopter, which is the new mount that we have here. If you're holding S, you actually don't lose any altitude, which is cool. When you press forward, you actually get different effects when you're standing still, which is really cool. It's got a couple of abilities that are really fun, including a teleport. So you can teleport forward twice, and then there's a 50-50 chance, I think it is, that you can teleport a third time, which is cool. And I think it increases the cooldown of that ability. I might be wrong about that, but I thought I saw somebody mentioning that, actually. I haven't gotten to play with it yet because I haven't gotten it. I'm a little jealous. Somebody did ask, though, can this be re-imaged? It's a glider, not a mount. I apologize. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
I believe Magithopters cannot be re-imaged.
Can it re-image something else? Can it be used as an image?
I have not tried that.
We'll have to look into that.
I think the way it was supposed to work was you know what? I don't know. We should look into it.
We have to look into
I'm not even going to say anything on that because I'm not sure.
So
I have a guess, but guesses aren't good enough.
Right.
Someone also asked, can I get the Cloud Glider in 4.0? No, you can get the Cloud Glider right now.
It's
happening right now. A couple questions. Would you guys consider making a YouTube channel where you maybe explain how some classes work?
That would be fantastic.
That'd be cool.
There's a part of me though, so there's a part of me that doesn't want to do that because I don't think that. Well, there are people out there who are like professional dark runners, or there are people who are professional skull knights. Like that's what they do. They know it inside and out. There are 120 classes, and so if the players who are very good at their roles, if they're interested in creating a guide, an explanation of the different setups and stuff like that, then I think that would be more preferable for me. I would actually prefer to watch that. As a player, I would prefer to watch that. Professional pirate, there we go, Stumpy. Yeah, so if you want to teach people how to pirate, that's awesome. Do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and win. Dark runner for life. Not me. You. Sorry. Professional meme runner. I love it. Okay.
Love it.
All right. So yeah, there are a bunch of questions. Sorry, the chat is going by. We did miss some of those. Let's get to some of our key topics, and then we'll open it up to chat questions after. And if it helps if you put like a Q colon and then put the question, that's actually pretty helpful. But we're gonna do that after. So.
For Soul Feast, by the way, dude, we're going to talk about gems another week. I think next week.
Yeah, next week
about
is
gems.
the gems.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I know you have a lot of questions on gems.
Yeah.
Hold them for next week because we're going to do a whole rundown on the gem system.
Right.
So.
Essentially, what we're doing is each week leading up to 4.0, we're going to be talking about a different main topic that 4.0 is bringing. This week is Bloodsalt Bay. Just a preview. We're going to do gems next week. Then it's going to be Black Friday, and then the last week we have some of the leftover stuff that we're going to be talking about. And then we December 6th, 4.0 launches Maelstroms.
Yep. Really quick, let's like rapid fire things. Will you guys be doing more XX loot things? Yes, we will. Absolutely. They're actually coming up quite soon.
Yep.
Will you merge fresh start servers? No. Will we ever get our hands on the names of those peeps who stopped playing 2 years ago? Maybe. So let me point blank. 4.0 or Maelstrom, as we're calling it, is really a patch devoted to going back to a lot of the basics. The team's looking at a lot of the old systems that really rub players the wrong way, looking at the community feedback and then integrating it in. So it really is an update that's very, very focused on quality of life issues, like the Luna Gem system. We do have one new big piece of content, which is the new Naval Arena, which we'll show today. So if you guys have questions on the Naval Arena, hold them for later because we're going to show it all off.
Yeah, I mean, like the gem thing sounds like a quality of life thing, but I mean, it's an overhaul. It's but we'll talk about that next week for sure. I did see a lot of your questions go by. I'm sorry. We're going to get to the stuff on the paper first, and then we'll come back to that. Yep. So the first thing, the letter. We put out the letter, and there was an interesting response to it, and Sarah wanted to talk about it a little bit. So
yeah. So. One of the big responses was, we kind of read this before. You know, you guys have said this before. What's different now, or what's changed? And like, there's two things that really changed. One, I think we've learned a lot of lessons over time, and I think that in a lot of ways, we're gamers. We're all gamers, and that's why we're here at this company, right? We're very, very passionate about what we do, and we always want to do things right for players. And that's really like my style. You know, as a producer, is what does our community want? I mean, Joe, you're in depth with everything that the community does. Sophie, like, you do all of our Loke stuff, and you're jumping into the chat. A lot of our staff members are like you guys. You know, they're constantly reading. I mean, Big Data Dude, Quilladon. I mean, we can go all the way down. So we want to be excellent in everything that we do. So we have this very, very strong focus going forward of looking at everything that's coming over and seeing what we can do to improve it or really change it up for North America, which is why there's a slew of changes coming in between the Korean version of Maelstrom and the North American and European version of Maelstrom, which you guys are going to see as we go forward. The other side of it is, after our meeting in September, when we were talking with XL Games, they made it very, very clear to us that North America and Europe has become a very, very strong priority for them. They really appreciate everything the region brings. They also read the forums, and they read your comments, and they read all of the stuff that Joe, you send, you know, in the community stay to the team. And it was really an honor to sit down with the design team and to hear all that from them, and hear their thoughts and their feelings, and see them really, really get into wanting to make everything better in the game, everything in your experience, and no stone is being left unturned here. And that includes the marketplace too. I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say about the marketplace, and we have some changes coming up on that, and we're going to continue to look at what we can do with future fresh starts, with future updates, to continue to improve upon that. So I think that's the big stuff I really wanted to say around that. I know that people are frustrated, and we want to get that frustration out, and we want to start bringing things back and making it better. And Maelstrom is like the start of that, basically. So there we are. There's my talk about that.
That's good. We're quickly testing a question that we saw in chat. Is the Cumulus Magithopter affected by the
rough?
the
Yeah,
rough,
it is
rough winds?
actually.
It
I
is,
just
yeah.
got it right now. So the answer
So it
is
is, yes. I saw questions about the Raven Spine Glider. Trust me, that is always something that I'm paying attention to. There's lots of support for that from the community, and it has been pushed towards XL for that. So.
Right.
Okay, so more about the letter?
Oh, yeah. Before I go even further, Foxfire said gear disparity. Yes. We actually had a 3-hour discussion on gear disparity with XL. And while there's no changes in Maelstrom, because Maelstrom was made before we sat down in September to really discuss this with them, they were really sensitive to the topic. And we brought up a bunch of ideas that we had for them. Things like maybe putting more emphasis on skills, changing the way statistics work, so there's more of an evening between high-end level 55 players and the high-level ancestral, 7+, high gear score players. And they were really looking at that and trying to and getting ideas of what systems they can build or what they could change in the game in the future. So it's something. Gear disparity is one of those things where it's not going to change right now, unfortunately, as much as we want it to, because a lot of the stuff is already built that's coming out. Especially like the battle balance patch coming up, which is going to be a really, really big change for the game, and we're going to require extensive testing on that one. And it's being extensively tested in Korea right now with their Korean focus groups. But in the future, right after that is done, gear disparity is kind of like the next big thing that I think we here on the North American and European teams are going to be championing with them. So and they already have ideas around it. So look for that in the future, probably next year.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you know, there's an interesting thing when players have expectations for how fast things should move or can move technically, not how fast they should move. I think the expectation for them to move quickly is good, but to have a realistic expectation is difficult when you might not be involved in the back end or the production pipeline of a video game and stuff like that. Sometimes things don't change very quickly, and what we can change quickly, we do. And a lot of times it's a much larger discussion between XL and us in order to get them to dedicate the time to changing something. And you know, reworking the gem system, that dedicates a lot of resources, and while that's happening, other things are pushed lower in the priority because that task is currently happening, trying to happen, or trying to be finished before, you know, or 4.0 or something like that. So they're always working on moving forward. But it's not necessarily a quick process, and that's just how things are sometimes. We're going to go ahead and get rid of any of that right there. Thank you.
And also, someone just asked, it was Cowchopper9. That's a great name. Says, is the new ship coming out with Maelstrom 2? The answer, unfortunately, there, as much as we wanted to bring the new ship out, it is being delayed. XL let us know that it has some balancing issues in the Korean server. So for our region, they are delaying it, and they are looking at what's causing like the tipping issues and the weird physics on it. So until those are fixed, it will not be released in our version. So hopefully in a future update shortly after Maelstrom, we will be getting it.
Okay. So are we good with the letter? I mean, we talked about a lot of things.
I think we're good about the letter,
The letter was more about this update rather than specifically addressing all of the issues that are that players currently or the community currently has with the game. It was specifically about these are the things that we are looking at. These are the things that are coming down for 4.0 like right now.
I think people just got really excited because they were like, new ship?
I know,
yes, there was a new ship that was scheduled for 4.0. It came out with the Korean version. It's the turtle ship. If you guys just search Korean turtle ship, you're actually going to see it. It's a very famous warship for the Koreans.
It had a few issues.
Yeah, unfortunately, had some physics issues with it, so we will not be getting it until those issues are fixed.
Yeah, we want to make sure
Korea and here.
I believe it's like buoyancy,
buoyancy,
and like north facing, you know, being able to stay upright, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Okay, let's just talk about the cross server arenas real quick. This is something that players have asked for a long time, along with like, you know, bruiser badge kind of thing, and increasing limits and decreasing limits and all that. That's always been a discussion. So the cross server arenas, first thing that's happening is we're removing the 5v5s. Now that is sad because 5v5s, I've actually played quite a bit of it, and I have a ton of fun with it. But is it coming back in the future?
Yes, it is. So that was my first question to them during the meeting when they mentioned that 5v5s were being removed. I asked, you know, why is it being removed, and what are we doing to improve it? And they said the reason it's being removed is because it's the lowest played arena. I know a lot of players have very strong opinions on that, including the honor gained from it, which is why they believe it's the lowest played arena. But XL also wants to make some other changes to it. And they also have to recode the whole thing. So when an arena is converted into the cross-server arena system, it has to be fully recoded because ArcheAge was never built to do something like this. And which is why the balanced arenas went first in this update, and they've all been recoded. And then more arenas are going to be hit in the future, including the 5v5 arena, which we want to have back once that work is done.
Right, and also by currently limiting the amount of arenas, well, technically we're limiting it, but then increasing it by one again because of the naval arena. So trying not to spread things too thin, obviously. So okay, did you want to talk about like the tech involved and?
Yeah, it's super. I mean, it's pretty point blank to what it sounds like. And I think players have seen this in other games. It is basically when you queue for an arena, your queue will be put in for balanced arenas specifically. It's only balanced right now in Maelstrom. Unbalanced arenas like unbalanced 1v1 will be considered in the future. When you queue, though, you'll be put into a queue full of opponents from every server within your region. So all North American players or all European players. And then we'll then match you based on your invisible matchmaking rank. So for some of you who are really, really good at Arena and have infinite, like really long queue times, this is going to alleviate that because you're going to be playing against high-skilled players from the other servers now. So it should significantly reduce queue times while also increasing match quality. Two very important things for PvP. So. Salty dark runners. Yeah, so it's pretty basic as to what it is, and you're going to be seeing more of the arenas converted over to the system within the future. I see one question, which is, are there pre-made groups for the arenas? Any idea? Right now, no, but we did tell them that that's a big ask for our region, and they're going to be implementing that in a future patch as well.
Right. So. Yeah, and by the way, yes, we are moderating our chat because that's what you do when things are said that shouldn't be said.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else we have. Oh yeah, somebody brought up the issue of there being a buff limit of 31 or 30, and then once you get the 31st one, you lose a buff.
It drops. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually didn't even know about that, and I was in my personal Discord hanging out with some ArcheAge people, and they were telling me, I was like, huh. That seems like something that we should check into just to see, the reasoning, if it's a technical limitation or if there's a design limitation. And then that was in direct conjunction with the new event having 3 buff slots.
Yeah,
and we hear you on that, and that's definitely something that we will include. So every time there's an event, I do a recap of the event and how it was received and how it went and that kind of thing. And I will be sure to include that into my report for XL. I know that you said that they have heard it before, but
they have, it is a design choice right now. So
yep. Okay. Next thing, Curios medals.
Curios medals.
With
yeah.
arenas.
So arenas are going to be awarding a brand new currency. They're called Curios medals.
Yep.
This is in addition to the currency simplification we also have in Maelstrom. So there's 2 different badges that are being converted into other currencies. More specifically, the Warriors medals are going to be changing into 100 honor every time you use them after 4.0. And you won't gain any more Warriors medals. They will just be honored from here on out. And then for the merit badges, they're going to be changing into 2 Gilda stars per merit badge that you have. And again, these achievements and the different things that awarded merit in the past will now award Gilda, straight Gilda. These changes are being done so you don't have to carry as many currencies around with you in your bag and clog up your bag, and focus the game more on certain types of currencies for certain types of play. Curious medals are going to be the play for Arena, and they're going to be the shop itself. The Curious Medal shop is gaining a bunch of items that were formerly in the Honor store. So big examples here are the Honor titles, like the Rank 1 Soldier title and others, and there are also new titles being added to that ranking system as well. We also have the PvP instruments, things like the Anthem of Battle Rage, the Croon of Shadowplay, and that set of instruments. The Dawn of Glory potions, combat scrolls, growth stones, migration talismans, wrapped undergarments, and basic costumes. I see Sock is paging through them slowly right now.
Yeah.
Well, so again, this is a very incomplete build, so a bunch of the stuff is still missing. So I can only show the titles right now and the instruments.
Yep. Yeah, Expendable Zero asks, you just added a new currency, but are removing currency. How does that work? Overall, it is a currency reduction. While one new currency is being added specifically for arenas, and that way it's a bit more of a controlled currency. So honors could be awarded more for questing and in-game activities, while arenas will be earning Curious medals. So it encourages players to go and do a variety of activities, which is the good news. And maybe we could reconsider the arena limits now that there's Curious medals in the picture. So that's sort of like the way my mental math is going, and I'm going to ask them about that very, very soon. So we did have a conversation about if arena limits could change, because I know that's a big request.
Yeah, a lot of players said that they would do it more if the limits would change. So that is something that I have included in commentary before as well.
Seto freaking Kaiba asks, I always love Seto's name, how will dailies been done now? Gilda instead of merit badges? Bingo, anywhere that there was merit badges, it's now Gilda. That's pretty much how it works. So.
Yep.
Changes to the vocation and Gilda store. Yes, some items are being moved around. big change to those two stores in specific that I can think about is the Mad Steam Bike. That's being moved out of Vocation and into Gilda after the 4.0 update. So if you were been saving Vocation for the Mad Steam Bike design, you might want to do it quickly and then move over to Gilda's after that.
Yep. I mean, that's all going to be convertible anyway, and any recipes that have any of those other currencies will then be converted in some way, shape, or form. So the Obsidian changes, that is something that we'll be talking about later. But yes, there are plans to like cloak and be able to re-choose a path, and when it's cloaked, being able to sell it. I'm pretty sure that was what I saw last, but everything is still being looked into and translated and worked on. So we'll get to that in the future. There's like a question about Warrior Necklace. I actually don't know if there are Warrior Necklace changes. I do know that the recipe will have to change because currently it costs Warrior medals, and those are going the way of the dodo.
Yep. Someone just asked, are the library jobs getting simplified? Yeah, they are actually.
Yeah, it's actually going to be like 1 per floor, I believe.
It's something like that. It's going to be moving to a different format. A bunch of things are being retired. So again, there's a lot of decluttering of the bag within the Maelstrom update. Especially in Obsidian too. Of
currencies and runes and stuff like that, buffs and stuff. So yeah, we'll talk about that. And actually, somebody said, why are the geared arenas not cross-server? And that's because the tech isn't applied yet.
But it will be.
But it will be. Like that's the idea. It's got to go a little bit at a time. I think that again, this is where the expectation of the player expects speed, but it's. Oh God, there's Clowny.
Clowny, no.
It expects speed, but I think that it's hard to it's hard to exactly relay how quickly these things can or can't move unless you've actually been in a production pipeline. But we can say that it is coming, it is being worked on. It just has to go through priority chains and stuff like that. So
everyone's like, regrade event? You guys, we don't announce regrade events. Come on.
Elitus, great name. Why does the captain's protection end if you hit any lag? Well, actually, we just started doing some testing on that. I didn't see that there was any connection to lag, but there were some other things. But if you're saying that is a connection to lag, one of the best things you can do for yourself, the community, and us is to go ahead and submit a bug report. And if you do submit a bug report, then we have the ability to then start cross-referencing things, looking for similarities and commonalities between the bug reports, and then we can figure out if it is actually a lag issue. So please use the bug report system.
Should we shoot up the Blots of Baie area?
Yes.
Because it's a 10-minute arena.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
let's do that, and then
then
we'll do buff simplification last.
It's a 10-minute arena, so you can talk about that and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Sophie, do you want to talk about the arena?
Yeah,
okay.
Please tell us about it.
Bloodsalt Baie is the naval arena that's added with 4.0, one of the major features that we're adding. There is a little bit of lore behind it, and I will do my best right now to not butcher it too much. But basically, so the story behind Bloodsalt Baie is the Elven Kingdom has been protecting a ancient relic from the Ipnish. And Dahuda decided she wants to claim that for herself because it contains some great powers. So she attacked the elves. There was a elven warrior named Thermesia, which was a beloved, strong warrior. And she was fighting back Dahuda in where Bloodsalt Baie was with her army. She did defeat Dahuda, and being mad about being defeated, Dahuda ended up turning her into a giant monster.
Which is...
the Charybdis?
Yeah,
The Charybdis that you will see
Yeah,
in the arena.
Charybdis.
So Charybdis basically is the turned into a monster version of Thermesia, which is this elven warrior that fought back Dahuda. And there's a bunch of souls that are drifting around this arena that you have to collect. Those are her fallen army men that you are kind of purifying to send them to the hereafter to their final peace. So this is kind of the story behind Bloodsalt Baie. So let's go ahead and queue for it so we can show it off visually as well. Bloodsalt Baie is a 5v5v5 arena.
Yeah,
so it's four groups of five.
4 groups
people.
of 5. Yeah, it's 20 people.
It is cross-server as well.
Cross-server, yeah.
So people can queue and will be put together, mix and match. There is no speech limitation, so once you are in the arena, you will be able to communicate with everyone else. So even if you are Nuyen and you're talking to a Haranian person, you'll be able to talk to each other.
Right.
When you enter the arena, you will be provided 4 preset ships. So you don't have to bring your own ships to participate in this. You will have a set of 4 ships that are fully equipped with stuff that do different things depending on what your playstyle is, and you can pick from one of those 4 ships and then have up to 5 people manning that ship for you. Are people queuing, by the way?
We were in the queue.
Oh, they're already in?
Oh, you guys are already in?
We were in already.
Huh. We'll re-queue.
Oh, you can teleport to me.
It doesn't work.
Ow. Maybe I can teleport to you then.
Yeah. Again, this is a localization build. It is pre-localized. It is not necessarily everything in working order very clearly. Maybe in this case.
So if you can go to Big Desk really quick, let me switch characters. Maybe I have a too high arena score on this character.
You're too good. You're too good at the arena.
I'm too good for this. Sorry, guys.
Give me a talk. Back. Yeah. I just teleport to you, by the way, so I'm no longer in the arena. Although, maybe it considers me in the arena still. It's bad.
Yeah, so there are a couple things here. PTS loyalty. People are asking about getting more loyalty on PTS. That's something that we can look into. I think I've already mentioned that to Aired. I had a talk with September, if you guys know him. And then I had him talk to Tinin. So it's something that we're considering. We're looking at that kind of stuff because we realize you guys need currency quickly that is normally time locked in order to be able to test that stuff. However, we also don't want people thinking that they can live on the PTS. It is not a play server. It is a play test server. So.
Testing server. Yeah.
Okay. Another one was speaking of test server 4.0 testing. That is something that we talked about in the past. I know that is coming at some point. We need to get the build prepared enough for you guys to be able to do the testing.
And we're looking at about 2 weeks out for that. So you guys are going to have about 2 weeks worth of testing on the PTS.
Right,
so when people are asking about us, that's what we're talking about. So.
Yep.
Also, I can talk about bus simplification while we're waiting.
Well, 1 second. We got one more.
More.
There was a question about maybe converting obsolete tokens into something else. I mean, well, I like that personally. I would like to bring that up, so I will include that in one of my reports to Excel, just as a side note, just to see if it can be anything or how they.
When they say obsolete tokens, do they mean like the event tokens?
Yeah, some of the event tokens that are like maybe you have 1 left or 3 left, and it takes 4 to get something. I mean that can be a pain in the butt. But if you do have enough of a token, you can go to Mirage Island and get that stuff.
Yep. There you go. So buff simplification. While we're sitting here and waiting.
Yes.
So get your ears open. The following items are being discontinued in an update in Maelstrom. It's a bit of a list too, and it has a lot to do with crafters. So it is as follows: fruit punch, honey mead, bubble tea, tangy soda, fruit liquor, honey liquor, bubble tea liquor, tangy liquor. Just saying this all in a row is just crazy. Abundant health beverage table, ample mana appetizer table, jujube juice, jujube sparkling wine, the Fortuna die, the Valor rune, the Zena rune, the Basta rune, and now the important ones, the Spellbook Unstoppable Will, Fortress of Honor, Snow's Promise, Kingdom Shadow, and I think we've gone over the Arcane Grace Feast table, the Adventurer's Fruit Punch, Adventurer's Fruit Liquor, Adventurer's Jujube Juice, Adventurer's Jujube Sparkling Wine, Adventurer's Spellbook Unstoppable Will, Adventurer's Kingdom Shadow, Mysterious Herb Wine, and finally Red Wine Vinegar.
Right.
Now, all of these items, for all of you guys, these can actually be disassembled after 4.0, and you can use those items in other recipes. If you want to disassemble them, you can do it straight from your backpack, or you can go to Mirage Isle and have them converted out. Now, it sounds scary, it sounds like a lot of things, but the idea is to reduce the amount of buffs in the game, and reduce buffs that may not be used as frequently. But we do realize it's a bit of a hit for people who invested in these professions. And that was the first thing we brought up to them during that meeting in September.
I do want to say really quickly, yes, the die is, or the runes, the Fortuna die and stuff like that, and the Valor runes, all those, yes, they are going. The die, I believe, is being reworked. It's being reworked into something else, which we'll be talking later about. It's going, but it's kind of coming back as something else.
The divine die stays though, so it's just the Fortuna die that goes.
Just the Fortuna, okay.
Yeah. Divine die stays. So.
Yep, that sounds good.
Did you guys make it out of the arena?
I am technically out of the arena. I think we're all out of the arena.
Can you try to requeue?
Yeah. Give it a whirl.
Now, a lot of those things are lower level buffs that can be crafted and stuff like that. There are some of the higher level ones.
I popped, by the way.
Me too. Okay, we can
Great.
go into.
We are Blood Salt Bay, and excellent.
I think I just waited too long to queue up, so you guys were way ahead in the queue.
All right, there we all are.
So let's talk about how we get this started.
Okay, so Blood Salt Bay, as I said, is 5 people, groups of 5 people, 4 groups of 5 people fighting against each other. Well, not really fighting, but collecting those souls that the Huda cursed to be here. There's 4 ships that you can pick from. They have different abilities. Some of them are faster. Some of them have stronger ramming power. So depending on, there's going to be a full list here of the items that are equipped to those ship sails, so you will know what kind of sails and cannons are equipped to it. So once you have made your selection, you see up here is a little counter. As soon as this counter is down, the actual arena will begin, and you compete against each other to collect those souls of the tormented souls that were left behind after this war against the Huda. There's a few things that make this difficult for you. There is a monster called Cetus going around the circle. Let me show you the map. So on this outer circle, there's a Cetus which is going around. He is going to deal a lot of damage to your ship. There's also in the middle of this arena is going to be Charybdis, which is Thermesia,
Right.
turned into that monster by the Huda, and she will pretty much destroy your boat.
How did you miss the boat just then? I just want to know.
Don't just let it happen.
Everyone misses the boat at least once.
Yeah.
So
By the way, we should note that this is normally a 5v5, a v5.
Yes.
Yeah, we mentioned that. Yeah.
So right
5v5,
now I'm
5v5,
going
yeah.
solo. In actuality, you will have at least 2 other crew members with you. Ideally, you'll have a full 5 people with you on this boat. So they will be manning your cannons for you.
There are 4 different ships you can choose from.
4 different ships that you can choose from.
And I can, like, my group can choose one. You can
Yes.
choose the exact same one. But
If
they
you
all
want
come with
to.
their own abilities, which
Exactly.
strengths and weaknesses. So
Yep.
you guys will have to. Do you know what they're selecting? What you're going to go up against?
Yes, you will see a full list of what's equipped to the other ships, what kind of ship it is, what kind of equipment it has equipped
Cool.
to it.
Great.
So you can make your selection, and then when you see the other ships, you will know what you're up to against. PvP, as you can see, I don't have any of my normal skills down here, so you can't go and gank each other. The only damage that can be dealt is with the ships with the cannons, so siege damage.
So no person-to-person PvP.
No person-to-person PvP, but that doesn't mean that you can't go and sink the opponent's ships or ram them into Charybdis. So any kind of siege damage does work. And when you, oh, there you go, hello, friendo. So if this person was to collect those souls that are hovering around, and you collect them simply by, you see this thing right here. This is a statue of Ezi, and you collect those souls with this statue of Ezi. If I was to kill the ship now and they had, let's say, 10 souls collected, the ship, once destroyed, will release those souls back and you can go collect them again. So your ultimate goal is collecting as many souls as you can, / more souls than everyone else is collecting.
You can also defeat the giant shark thingy.
The Cetus that swims
Cetus,
around
yeah.
usually doesn't take much damage, but there is... So she should shut this down, but there is 4 points where you can find so-called Dahuda's barriers, which are on this corner of the map. When you shoot down the Dahuda barrier, there's different things that can appear behind it. This right here, the yellow glyph that you see, basically will restore the health of your ship. Not your components, but the ship's health. So if you were damaged by other players or by Cetus roaming around, you can collect this thing and get... the ship reparation going. You can also
And that's not
walk
the only
up.
buff. There are
That is
other
not.
buffs.
You can
Yeah.
also walk up to your ship and repair it, by the way. So it's not just this one thing that will
Right.
fix up your
So
ship.
since you'll have 5 people on your ship,
Yes,
you
there's
can
plenty of
dedicate
people
some.
that
Yeah.
can go-
So does this use
It
does
does
this
not.
use sand? It doesn't
No.
use sand, and it doesn't use ammo.
No.
Okay, great.
No ammo, no
Cross
shading and
those off.
sand required for this.
And do components take damage? Like
They do.
specifically, like your sails can
Yes.
still take damage specifically.
So if you are unlucky, your components might come over and shoot down your sails, and then you're gonna have trouble moving around at this point.
Right.
But you can fix them by repairing them. So the other kind of buffs that you can get is a purple one. Oh, there's Cetus.
Cetus,
right
yeah.
there.
That's the shark thingy. It's a
That's the
technical
shark
term.
thingy.
Very technical
Cetus.
term.
His name is Cetus. There is a purple glyph that you can get, which is as his pride, and that will temporarily allow you to deal a large damage to Cetus, whether if it's ramming damage or
Right.
with your cannon. So you can kill him if you get that appropriate buff for it.
Yeah. Now that guy's actually on the Leviathan rig, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Yeah, I think he's actually, which is cool.
Well, so here you can look at the health
health.
of him.
Holy
Yes.
crap.
But like I said, with the it's doable with the purple glyph that you can collect. There's also another thing that you can get behind those gates, the Huda barriers, which are shipwrecks. Now, if you destroy the shipwrecks with the cannon or ram into it, it will release a lot of souls. So those are the few things that I have seen so far. Now let's go in here.
So do ship repairs take labor and give machining XP? I believe that they would be separate because they're in an arena.
Let me see.
But we can give it a shot and find out for you. There's a lot of little things like that, like, oh, wow.
I do have some damage, so let's find out.
Didn't think to check that.
I think it does cost labor. If it gives machining proficiency, I am actually not certain of. That's something I would have to test out. I don't see any damage spots right now.
Can you guys come shoot us a little bit?
I'm being shot by Clowny right now,
Oh,
so I
well,
would love
Clowny.
to.
Clowny.
Very much be
I'm
interested
going
in
in
shooting
right
you.
now.
Yeah.
So-
So the Charybdis in the center actually
Yes.
can shoot acid, and
Yes.
also if you get close, it gets really pissy.
Yes, if you get too close and it,
I mean, let's
gets to
just
you,
show it
it's
off.
just-
Let's-
yes,
yeah.
that's what I'm doing right now. It's a suicide action.
Suicide action.
But you will notice that a lot of the souls are actually released from that center part. So
Yeah.
By the way, did you notice that? Did we talk about the fact that there's currents in this arena as well?
Yeah, there are two
Yes.
countervailing currents, so they're going the opposite directions.
First time in the game
like
that you're
this.
going to see currents within the game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
hey, both
Okay.
of us.
Well,
We just got rocked.
So- Don't get too
don't
close.
fuck with Charybdis.
And you see us how we are. Oh, okay.
Oh, I got your stuff.
Wah, wah.
Wow.
I have all of your souls. They're
So up
mine
here
now.
you'll see a counter now. It's 2
Yeah.
seconds until you will respawn. So when you are defeated, your ship will just respawn and your counter goes back to 0. So it's not like you're out of the game at this point. Your
Right.
ship will go back to your base and you'll just start over basically.
You didn't miss the ship.
I didn't miss the
Good
ship.
job. Also, when you die, you drop all of the souls that
Yes,
you
your ship
have collected.
releases all the souls.
Yeah, so dying is bad. Dying is really bad if you're trying to
Yeah.
win.
Somebody is asking if you can steal other people's ship. So right now, I have not been able to interact with other ship components. So if I was to go on Celestra's ship, I was not able to use the steering wheel or cannon. So most likely the answer is no to that. But with that said, this is still a very early build. So, everything is subject to change on this build. So we'll confirm it 100%
this is still early.
once we get a final
You
build,
guys know we're
yes.
launching December 6th, and this is still an early build. Just to
Yep.
Yes.
yeah. So the other question was, can you change ships between deaths?
You cannot.
Okay.
So the one ship that you you pick is going to be your ship for the full arena.
See, I would like
Yes.
that. I'm gonna put that in there just because. Normally, I only put in things that the community wants, but I'm gonna put. I'm
You're
gonna
like,
sneak
you
that in
change
there.
your mind, your ship is not as good as you
Well,
expected, so you want to
Or,
switch
or
it up.
maybe you're playing against a certain type of ship, and you're like, oh, this ship has weaknesses against that. I could switch it up, and then every
Yeah.
time you die, you come back, and the fight is a little bit different. But that's maybe.
That makes sense.
Just my idea.
You might have noticed the arena duration is 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's a full 10 minutes that's counting down here.
Uh-huh.
There's going to be a little count that's going to say Tormented Souls, and that tells you how many souls are currently still in the arena available.
So there are 61
There's
available.
Yes, 61 unclaimed
What does that
souls
Korean
right now.
say again?
It's Tormented Souls.
Okay, good.
It will be Tormented Souls.
It will be non-translated
Then
games.
down here you will see a counter where you can see exactly how many souls are collected by which team. I am the blue team, which is I believe Ilion. Team Ilion
Yeah,
right
four,
now
four
has
four different ships.
yes.
Did you remember all the names, or do you want me to?
Steelheart is one I remember.
Well,
It's
okay,
Comet
so
something.
So there are four captains.
Yes.
There's Ilion, Pavitra,
Oh, I
Morpheus,
see.
and
Yes.
Rangora, and
So
then
you-
there are 4 different ships according to those captains.
Basically, you're split up into 4 teams when you enter the arena, and each team is going to
There
be
they
under
are.
one of their patrons, which are, like you said, Morpheus, Rangora, Pavitra, or Ilion. The blue team right now is me, is Ilion. That doesn't do anything other than tell you what team you belong to, basically.
Right.
But also those icons down here will tell you how many souls were collected by the other teams. So, green team,
Yeah.
Pavitra might be a good target for me to go, and
No, I'm not target at all.
Yes.
Don't listen to me. No,
What
I'm
do you
not
win?
collecting souls in
let's
a
talk about
corner right now.
rewards.
rewards. You will get curious, like the other arenas, you will get curious badges for completing the arena. I believe you will get a participation reward even if you don't win, and then obviously if you are the winner, you'll get more badges than the others, which you
It's
can
scaled
then...
depending on your place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are your parties RNG?
Yes,
yeah,
they
you
are.
cannot
Yeah.
queue up directly with team members, and it is 5v5v5v5. So there are
Yes.
4
Cross
teams
servers.
of 5 cross server.
Yes. So right here, actually, you will see at localization. That's the server name. So it will be like at Morpheus or at Ezzy or Thunderwing, whatever.
Conviction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
whatever
interesting.
actual server you're from. So people will know what server you're from.
Someone just asked, can you stop AFKers from getting rewards? Yes, there's actually a new anti-AFK system being added into Maelstrom, which if you're AFK for too long, you'll get kicked out of the arenas and then banned from them for a limited amount of time.
Yeah.
So you can no longer AFK in arenas.
So can you draw in the arena?
Like
Can you actually
Yeah.
experience a draw? Okay.
Yes.
There was another question. We didn't remove, or XL didn't remove 5s for this arena, 5v5s, sorry, yeah, 5v5s. Instead, they took out 5s, they put this in, but 5s will come back.
Yes, 5s will be back. In
It's
the
not like
future.
it was removed and replaced permanently by this. It will come back. What are the other buffs? You said again, there's
the
healing,
yellow
there's
one,
damage.
Healing, dealing damage to Cetus, and then a shipwreck that will release a bunch of souls.
Okay. And there are only 3 then?
3 that I have seen so far, yes.
Okay, okay.
So you see
I just
all the
like
heals
almost
that
flipped
were
my
just
ship.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone says, can you talk with your teammates? Yes. How do
can.
you acquire souls? Basically, you get close to them and hit them with a ship, or you hit them with a cannon.
Right.
Like this thing right here is what collects the souls,
Yeah.
which is a little statue of Ezzy. So try to navigate the soul
Right.
to that statue right here, and it will collect it itself.
I think that's basically all the things here. I think it might
Yeah.
be time for some giveaways. And
Oh,
honestly,
yeah, it is.
before we do that though, do not X up. It will not count. You're going to put in hashtag BloodSaltBay, and we're going to give away. We're going to
or
give
Yeah.
BSB, which is not
BSB.
not Backstreet Boys, but Blood Salt
Yeah,
Bay.
I said BSB to her, and she's like, Backstreet Boys? No, Blood Salt Bay. Jesus.
What's Salt Bay?
God.
Gotta accept for that BSB.
X's don't work, guys. X's don't work. Blood Salt Bay.
Blood
there you
Salt
go.
Bay.
Or you can do BSB. That works too. Essentially, the first thing we're going to give away is going to be 550 loyalty packs. And those will be sent to your... Well, technically what's going to happen is you're going to be sent a Twitch message to your inbox, or check your other Twitch inbox as well. And then that is going to potentially ask you for your character name and your server that you're on, and then we will apply that to your account, and we'll try to do that in a timely fashion. We're also going to be giving away an Archean pack. That will just be a code, I believe, that we give to you. And then we're also going to be giving away 3 of the Cumulus Magithopter,
Nice.
not mounts, but gliders.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Not mounts.
those are our giveaways today. And all of this, by the way, and what we were going to talk about and all that stuff is all on the forum underneath I believe it's either official discussion or news and announcement. It depends on which one I put it under, but it's that's where we put the live stream announcement. So you can see what's coming up and what's going to be given away. Okay, let's roll for the 50 loyalty packs we've got. First winner is Game Breaking. Congratulations on your 50 loyalty. Thank you so much for watching the stream.
Nice.
Next, we've got Moriatar.
That's a cool name.
Yeah,
I like that.
It flows. It's very mystical. And the next one is Zergos.
I've won. I think I've won.
Zergos.
No, a second.
Cookies
Dahuda!
won.
Yeah, I guess you win. And the last one is the Pans and Old Man.
Nope, second to last one.
Oh wait, we have one
Yeah,
more. The
second.
Pans and Old Man. That's interesting. And Axe Me Again. I like that one. That's fun.
Axe Me Again.
It's a very Halloween-oriented name. I like it.
By the way, you can see the rewards down here.
Yeah,
So first place, 25.
Also, these badges are sweet. I want those as like
Oh, do you mean the different
Yeah,
symbols, the
yeah.
sigils? Yeah.
the sigils. All right, so the next one we're going to give away is the we'll do the Archean pack next. So let's see hashtag 4.0. Although you don't put periods in hashtags, so hashtag
Or
40.
the word point.
40
0.0.
shorty.
Point.
Damn.
Oh,
Or that, whatever. You can do that one too. 40 shorty.
Bowdy.
There we go.
Shouty.
There we go. It's terrible, but it works. Okay, so let's go ahead and give it a roll.
Hey. Literally no one says it. Like, nope.
No, they're like, I'm not saying that. I think I saw one. Muddiet. Congratulations to Muteat or Mutiat or Muddiet.
By the way, arena rewards for Blood Salt Bay will be mailed to you. So if somebody
Oh.
already said, you have mail. Yes, those are all my
Blood Salt Bay arena rewards?
Yes.
Cool.
So the tokens will be there for you.
And the last one, we're going to do hashtag Cumulus, if you can spell it.
Hashtag Cumulus. This is a hard one.
CUMULUS. Lots of U's. It's a fantastic Scrabble word because of the C and the M, and you can get rid of all those stupid M's. And because the S is on the end, you can do a lot of really good tricks with that. I like Scrabble. All right, so hashtag Cumulus. We're going to give away 3 of those. Dumb facts from Muzzy. Okay, and first winner is... I can't read that from here. Give me a second. Here it comes. Lataya Leticia. Lataya Leticia.
Congrats.
Congratulations. And the next one is going to be Os 007.
Os.
Os. As in like Aussie. And the last one, Eldurian Gavriel. Eldurian Gavriel. It's a very, very proper name.
I know. Are you
Like,
Elvin?
Yeah. Eldurian Gavriel. That's
Congrats,
fantastic.
guys.
Congratulations. I hope you enjoy those really fun glider that I don't have yet.
Yeah,
do
apparently
I.
Tynan got his on the 4th shot. So
Really?
That's
4th box.
bullshit.
Some people
Yep.
get all the luck.
when he got a
All
bunch
right.
of red.
So just
red
to do a quick recap today, we answered a whole bunch of questions in chat, but there are always more questions, so please feel free to take them to the forums. And before you do post a new thread in the forums, just take a second to search the forums. I know the searching the forums is crap. Trust me, I have to do it all the time, but you can try. Also, we talked about the cross-server arenas. We talked about the 4.0 patch, the fact that everything is coming in on December 6th. We talked about buff simplification. We talked about Blood Salt Bay, and we answered more questions. Yes, there's the IANA UCC fix update. It is still, we're still trying to find another
Still in the
solution.
work.
The one
Yeah.
that we were told by XL works for them didn't work on our side, so we're
They're
going back to
rechecking right now,
We're
so.
rechecking stuff, so we're working on it. Thank you
Yep.
guys so much for joining us. We
Luna
hope
Gems next week,
Luna
right?
Gems
Next
next week,
week.
correct. We're going to be talking about the Luna Gem system next week. We really do appreciate that. Yes, we did talk about the Halotide compensation as well. It should be out today, provided it passes the QA test, the second QA test today. So thank you guys
Hey,
so much.
you want to find out if it passed QA? Let's go check.
We can go check
What?
right now.
Did
One-
it pass QA?
one
Hey, guess
second.
what? It passed QA.
It passed QA. Cool.
Nice.
We'll be sending it out today.
All right. So you'll see
Excellent.
today.
And now
Enjoy, guys.
dance.
Have
Now
a good
dance.
weekend.
Bye,
What's your dance? What's
guys.
this dance?
I don't know. See ya.